Hey Philomovs, Mobi here. Missed out on this contest? Don't worry, I'll be holding a third one with Sadpocky and Ramanrook as the judges. If you'd like to enter, join my Discord server, read the rules, and decal away. Welcome back to Armored Drip. We had even more contestants this time, with the competition being fiercer than ever. Plus, I brought along a guest judge.
Hello everyone, this is Cleric from Cleric Armored Core. Been around the community since ye olden days. My introduction was literally a demo disc of AC1, and I have not looked back since. And then got into the Armored Core 6 thing again thanks to Bandai, and things have kind of just taken off since. And I've had the YouTube channel now for 12 years. It took off thanks to Armored Core 6, and so now I do this thing more now. But you know, it's fun. It's fun getting to relive Armored Core 6 with my family, and I'll introduce a whole bunch of new players to it.
Without further ado, here are your Armored Drip winners.
So my runner-up for this one's probably going to be the Apostolic Knight. The contest is called Armored Drip. This literally has drip built into the decal work of the AC. The decal work on the legs and the arms that kind of give it that armored look with the gold accents, and then having like the partial like sash or cape swoop behind you kind of look, along with the offset of the red with the white to kind of give it that extra like accent a little bit further. Yeah, this does it right for me in a lot of the right places. So yeah, this is a solid runner-up for me.
Hi, my name is Yowai. I come from the Philippines, and I am the creator of the Apostolic Knight AC. So my main inspiration for the Apostolic Knight AC is the Apostolic Gun Knights from Arc Knights. They are these really elite military angels, and they wear these really cool armor. And they have this red robe, which I tried to recreate, and they carry 2 chain guns, according to the lore, but opted for 1 Gatling gun and 1 grenade launcher instead, since the design looks similar. As for the decals, I mostly use the base decals from the game, with 1 layer being yellow and 1 layer black under it to give a shadow effect.
There's nothing I could say about this AC that Manou can't explain better, so I'll let him take the mic.
Hello everyone, I'm Manou, and I have the pleasure to meet you again in another Armored Drip video. I have a favor to ask of you. I want you to close your eyes. Imagine a jet hum. As you open your eyes, you see a bright, vibrant blue sky filled with clouds. You're going at 900 miles per hour, and only thing you're thinking about is just nothing. It's just the engine hum, the sky, your AC, and nothing else. This was the main inspiration for Homeless Cloud. So I wanted to imagine how Rubicon was after the war, after the liberation of Rubicon. I want to imagine like how would people survive, how would people adapt to living without corporations, without the PCA, how scarce would resources be. And then I took inspiration from one of my favorite series, Fallout New Vegas. And I want to make this type of courier character where they would go through the fractured civilizations of Rubicon, trying to connect them to each other, make sure everyone stays connected, no one goes without supplies and resources. So this is how I end up with Homeless Cloud. The entirety of Rubicon was essentially fractured. There is so many lost colonies, so many people who has died after the war, a lot of cultures and values of Rubicon that is lost forever basically. So I want to create this character who want to preserve Rubicon, not the red and coral, but the culture, values, the joys of Rubicon. And they would paint their AC to commemorate all those cultures of Rubicon by different paintings. I looked into real life inspirations. The right shoulder is where the Nordic inspiration comes from. The left shoulder is more African inspiration. And of course, the centerpiece, the triangles, are more Hawaiian inspired.
This video was sponsored by me. I stream regularly at YouTube and Twitch at 3 p.m. PST. You can see my weekly schedule here. I'm very funny and loud. Now back to the video.
I'll make a full confession here. I am partial to white ACs. I think they allow for the best expression for color contrast. This speaks to me on multiple levels. So obviously, thematically, the AC is called Heat Wave. Right? I love that there's 3 elements of heat here, actually. You have the fire lines, which is the obvious thing. You have the lines of like a heated piece of iron, how it glows on the edge. But notice on the tops of the legs, it's like a burnt piece of paper. The theme Heat Wave fits this very well.
Hey, my name's Kraydle. Been part of the Armored community for a pretty good while. I started all the way back in 2005 with Last Raiden. I live in Texas. Very hot right now, actually. The first ending that I did in Armored Core was the Fires of Rubicon. Something that always stuck with me is how she always called me the Spark of War, the fires that haunt Rubicon. And I don't know, like that saying always stuck with me. So when I was designing Heatwave, it was with I'm the spark of war. I wanted to encompass, if you see Heatwave coming at you, it's not just an AC, it's not a meg, you're fighting, it's a war. I wanted to just encompass heat. Actually looking at the decals that I put on Heatwave, you'll find that they're kind of random and very distorted, wobbly looking, aside from like the clean lines and stuff that I've made. But if you look closely at the fires on the legs, I actually just layered a whole bunch of shields on top of each other just to get that glowing effect. On the left arm that has the whip, this is a reference to one of my favorite bands. I'm very big into metal, and one of the things that they reference in their songs a lot is the God Hand. And the whip has been probably my favorite weapon since I put it on the first time, and it was just too apt. It fit too well.
Nova's AC was actually entered in the previous competition, and I remember thinking, man, if only there weren't some empty spots, this would be an easy winner. And I guess he read my mind, because that's exactly what Nova did, improving upon the original WILDSIDE and, in my mind, completing it.
Yo, I'm Nefarious Nova, a North American tank player, and this is my AC, WILDSIDE. This AC is part for part exactly like Takafumi Arasawa's Lethal Dose frame, because I fell in love with the playstyle and the pure power of the build and played it ever since I got into it. I come from being an artist across a couple of different genres and platforms, and my main focus across any of them was color. I'm really into all those hyper-pop, crazy kind of styles that people have. I decided to theme WILDSIDE around that. I took a lot of inspiration from several sources, but I decided on 2 that I really think helped make this AC. The Pack Raider Gang from Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC is one of them. I loved all the contrasty colors, the striking armor, the deranged, wild impression that they have in that game. It was really nice. The other was one of my favorite weapons from Elden Ring, Morgoth's Cursed Sword. It's a sword with all these intertwining, bright colors that make it look like an oil spill or unmixed paint. It looks beautiful. I took all these ideas and decided on having this very striking contrast between a reddish pink and a cyan green that came out really well after a bit of experimentation and adding filler colors that bring out the 2 main colors I started with. To get the effect of spray paint, I applied the same decal about 80 to probably 120 times actually, all over the AC in strategic places. One friend even said it looks like my tank is re-entering a rich atmosphere of many different flammable gases, which I really like. After all the main decaling was done, I didn't really feel I had enough on this AC, so I added some cyberpunk looking lights in a few places that I feel didn't have as much glamour as the rest of the frame. I also took a bit of inspiration from Takafumi's way of decaling his ACs by adding a bunch of taunts and text all over the frame, and I hope I can prove to people that even tanks just look great across AC6. I took a lot of inspiration from several different sources, but I decided that on 2...